Hey guys, Game Prime here, and if I'm being completely honest, I don't really want to make this video, but I feel like now I kinda have to. It has been a crazy couple months, I would say, for the Sly community. It's gotten to the point where every week or every couple weeks there's something new coming out about Sly 5, or a potential Sly 5. And that in itself is exciting, and I'm just super happy that Sly is finally in the news. People are talking about Sly, people are hyped for the potential of more Sly. But that's the thing. It's potentially more Sly. It's not confirmed, nothing's, concrete at this point. The only thing that's really concrete is that Sony teased the Sly logo in one of their recent advertisements. I think it was in the beginning of the State of Play that they did a couple months ago, that there was a Sly emblem on a skate rail or something, and that was definitely exciting because all the other games that were had little cameos or Easter eggs within that live action opening, they all have games out within the last couple of years. Sly's the only one that's kind of been dormant that was represented there, so that was cool to see. But this past, I don't know, 4-5 days, I've seen so much stuff about Sly being at the Game Awards, and that's what this video is about. And once again, I don't really want to talk about this because I don't want to get my hopes up. I've gotten my hopes up so many times. There's been so many events where I'm like, this is it. This is a good place, or this should be the place where they come out with Sly. I thought they would do it in Paris years ago when they revealed Ghost of Tsushima. That didn't happen. I thought, a couple E3s that they would. Didn't happen. I thought, maybe at some State of Plays it would happen. Didn't happen. I'm done getting my hopes up. I'm done being worked for a better lack of words. I want it more than anybody, or I want it just as bad as everybody else does in the Sly community. And that's what pains me. I want it so much. We all want it so much that it's not that I've given up hope, because I definitely still have hope. I'm sure the series will return someday, and we're all going to be throwing our hats in the air. It's just every single big event that happens, we're like, oh yeah, this is it. It's going to happen finally. Here's a leak. Here's a 4chan post, Reddit post. Who knows what else? I do believe some of the insiders that say that it's coming back. I kind of do believe that, because there are definitely some insiders who know exactly what they're talking about. But in this last week alone, I've seen 3 to 4 insiders say that Sly is going to be shown at the Game Awards, and that to me is just mind-boggling. That's crazy. I've never seen that happen in my life. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up, obviously. And aside from that, I love the Game Awards. I've always loved that show, and I've always, seen stuff there that really gets me excited. Every year there's usually a good handful of world premieres or announcements that really get me excited for the future. And I think it's just a great night, and it's basically the second E3 of the year. But it's all one night, and as people have their own opinions of Jeff Keighley, I really like it. I really do think it's a celebration of the medium. And like I said, it's like a second E3, which is amazing because there's so many announcements. Almost every major company's there showing off something for the new year. It's a special night, and I have so many memories from years prior. I would love to add a Sly memory to that. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Obviously, I hope it does, but I'm not holding on to my seat for it. This year, I'm kind of just going in wondering what Nintendo's going to do, obviously. I'm going to have my full predictions out probably Wednesday morning, or Wednesday, or late Tuesday night, late tomorrow night on my multiplayer channel, 4Player Gamers. It will be on our podcast, the Loading Screen Podcast. You can check that out in the links below. So that'll probably go out in the next couple days, obviously, before Thursday. And I'll probably talk about Sly just a little bit more, but not enough to bug everybody. But it's just weird. It's so weird that there's so many people talking about Sly being at this show. Like, there was even a title leak that said, or like a plot leak that said the title's Thieves Be Forever. That one I've kind of heard for years now, but once again, with Thieves in Time, people guessed that title of the game back in 2005, right after Sly 3 was done. So, you know, naming Sly games has never really been the series' strong suit. They're pretty guessable. And you also can't, you know, with Uncharted being PlayStation's quote-unquote thief game of sorts as of recently, they have to be careful with the wording on their games. But, yeah, it's just been a bunch of stuff. But it could go, you know, it could go hand in hand with a bunch of other smaller stuff that's been happening in the Sly community, like the Sly Funko Pop that came out, like I said, the logo and the opening of that live action bit for the State of Play. Murray's voice actor just got on Twitter, so go over there. The @'s right here if I remember to edit it in. And go follow Chris Murphy and give him a big hello and warm welcome to the Sly Twitter community and just Sly community overall. I know he's really been enjoying getting to interact with everybody. And of course, Kevin Miller's on Twitter too, the voice of Sly Cooper. He's always very nice and very interactive with everybody. He's such an awesome dude. And I'm just glad he's on Twitter, on the internet, and all the fans can get to interact with him. And we have our little, you know, we have our own community, which is nice. But it's weird that it also could be Sly 5, and we get no collection on PS4. I would assume that if they do a 5, it will be on PS5. That just, you know, that makes the most sense. Also, I forgot to mention that Sly was featured in a cameo in Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. That's another little thing that people lost their minds about, me including. But maybe if they do a 5 and they announce a 5, maybe at the end they could be like, hey, the collection's finally coming to PS4 and it has Sly 4 in it. Because Sly 4 was one of the last PS3 exclusives to get released before the PS4 launched back in 2013, and it never got a port. Neither did the main trilogy itself. It's weird that the only trilogy that did get ported was the Jack trilogy, but then they just ported and emulated the PS2 versions of those games instead of the HD remasters that were on PS3 and PS Vita. So it was a very weird scenario with that, and they got nice limited run games, which I got all of them for. If you guys want to check out the unboxing, if I remember to put it in the card, I will, but if not, they're on my channel. So those were very nice things for limited run games to do for Jack, and it was awesome to see, you know, Jack kind of come back in that way and get merchandise like that. Ratchet has had a hell of a year. Ratchet's up for Game of the Year. It's kind of Sly's time, but once again, I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get, you know, super excited because of the situation we're in. We've been in this situation so many times before. Yeah, it's a little different now. There's a lot of talk, a lot of rumors, a lot of quote-unquote leaks. There's a lot going on with Sly, and that makes me happy. It really does. I'm so happy that people are talking about Sly. People want Sly. And I'm sure sooner or later, we're gonna get Sly back. It's pretty inevitable right now. The same thing happened with Crash and Spyro. And, you know, hell, they brought back Medieval out of nowhere. They could bring back Sly easily, and I'm sure they will, because Ratchet did insanely well. I also heard that the rumor, or what everybody thinks for Sly, is that Sumo Digital, I believe, is, or would be, the developers of Sly 5, and that's a fine team to choose. Obviously Sanzaru can't work on it because they got bought out by Facebook or Meta, whatever the hell you want to call it. So they can't work on it. Sucker Punch is busy with Ghost of Tsushima, even though I would love to see Sucker Punch go back to Sly. And they've even kind of said in a GameStop interview last year that, you know, it's, you know, something that they would think about, and they've always said that. So maybe someday Sucker Punch would go back to it. In my, you know, in my dreams, it would just go back, right back to Sucker Punch. They'd pick up right where Sanzaru left off, and we get another Sucker Punch Sly game in 2022 or 2023. They also said that, or leakers have said that the game just started development recently, so it might be a little while until we get to see probably even gameplay of it. If it gets revealed, it might just be a cinematic teaser like Thieves in Time was at E3 2011. It might just be Sly in Egypt or something to trick us, not, you know, thinking that it is Sly. You know, there's a bunch that they could do. And once again, I don't like to go on YouTube and make 1,000 videos of what I want Sly 5 to be. I know what I want Sly 5 to be. I will keep that to myself until the time's ready, and then I'll share what I want Sly 5 to be. And honestly, it kind of, funny enough, the leak that came out on 4chan, that for whatever reason had the quote-unquote ending to the game, which I don't believe for a minute is true. It honestly is kind of something I wanted to happen in Sly 4. And, you know, I'm kind of glad I'm not the only one who had that idea. Will they do it? Who knows? But I know a lot of people would be happy if this actually is a thing, but, like, once again, I didn't want to make this video because I don't want to be one of those people who are like, oh, here's what could Sly 5 do to be better than 4, or stuff like that. What kind of plot can they do in a new game? What kind of characters can they add? No, I don't dive into that kind of world of Sly. I kind of dive into what's real, in a sense, and I dive into the games and learn the games and share new stuff about the games with you, and, you know, the Sly Versus series, which I need to get back to soon. You know, stuff like that. Some unique stuff from my favorite series. And you know damn well if there is a Sly 5 and there, you know, there's a new game, there will be plenty of content. There will be a playthrough like normal. Gotta do that, and then there will just be, you know, a ton of different stuff for it. And I would really look forward to doing that. But when we'll cross that bridge if we ever get to it, and I'm sure one day we will. Jeff Keighley also went on freaking Twitter, and he put out like a gif of raccoons saying he, and I think he was like, "Are you excited yet?" And that probably doesn't mean, or he said, "Are we having fun yet?" And the raccoon gif is he. And people are like, "Don't tease us, don't do us like that." I don't know if he's actually teasing Sly, or that's just a coincidence to the Sly fans that he chose a raccoon. Could be either or. I don't really have an opinion on it. It's kind of what it is. He did say that there's going to be a lot of reveals. Looking, you know, forward to every one of them. And I hope Sly's one of them. But it's been about 15 minutes now. I think I'm done babbling. I kind of got through what I wanted to get through. If it happens, then I'm gonna be probably in tears and over the moon and just the happiest person on earth, along with a lot of other people, and we'll rejoice when that happens, and we'll all be happy, and we'll all have something new to look forward to. And personally, I believe sooner or later that will happen, but will it happen Thursday? I'm still leaning more towards no, just because of how much we've gotten hyped up in the past and then let down. And it's happened time and time and time again. But there is a lot of meat on the table this year, and we might be eating good. But if you guys like the video, give a thumbs up. I know I don't do discussion videos like this a lot, but I just figured I gotta kind of sit down and vent about it, because I want it to happen, but I don't want to get my hopes up, and I just want everybody to temper their expectations, because that's what I've been told thousands and thousands of times, and I'm finally starting to lean towards that, because I can't get excited over, 4chan leaks or Reddit leaks, even though they're very awesome to see, and I'm glad Sly's just getting leaks and rumors and stuff like that in general, because it gets people talking. It gets this video made. It gets thousands of other videos like this made. Whether it's from a reputable source, reputable leaker or not, or if it's just from some random Twitter accounts. I've seen both. I saw 2 today, just random Twitter accounts. One that I've known from past leaks that I think maybe some of them were true, some of them might not have been. I saw one from that Twitter account. I saw one from another random Twitter account that does leaks and has been around for a while. So who knows? But another thing that I'll say real quick before I end the video is that Jeff Keighley usually keeps a lot of things under wrap for the Game Awards. A lot of stuff doesn't really get leaked for the show unless it's on purpose and they go ahead and announce stuff ahead of time. Who really knows? In the next day or two, we might see a domain get registered, or, a website pop up, a ESRB listing go up, a retail listing go up. Who knows? We could see any of that. And when that happens, then I'll really start to believe that it's real, because those are more concrete evidence than a bunch of people on Twitter saying Sly's gonna be at the show Thursday. But let me know what you guys think. I know we all want Sly to be there. Voice your opinions below, what you guys think will happen. Also, don't forget to check out my multiplayer channel, 4Player Gamers, and our podcast, the Loading Screen Podcast. We should have predictions out late tomorrow night or early Wednesday morning, depending on where you are. But yeah, if you guys like the video, give a thumbs up. Keep your heads up. Keep your hopes up. Don't get your hopes too high, but still have some positivity. And sooner or later, we'll get Sly back. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.